Once upon a time, there was a man named Steve who loved to play Dead by Daylight. He would spend hours upon hours playing the game, and he was quite good at it. One day, Steve was playing the game, and he got killed by a killer. As he was respawning, he realized that his hat had fallen off, and he didn't know where it was. He looked for it for a while, but he couldn't find it. He was so sad that he had lost his hat that he didn't want to play the game anymore. Steve's hat was like a part of him, and without it, he just didn't feel the same. He would sometimes go back to the spot where he lost it and look for it, but he never found it. One day, Steve decided to give up looking for his hat. He went back to the spot one last time, and as he was about to leave, he saw a glint of something in the bushes. He went over to it and found his hat. He was so happy and relieved to have found it, and he vowed to never lose it again. He put it on, only to realize that it wasn't his hat. It was the hat of the killer who had killed him. Steve drops the hat and backs away. He didn't want anything to do with it. The killer appeared behind him. Hatless and defenseless, Steve had no choice but to accept his death. He closed his eyes. As the killer raised his weapon, all Steve could think about was his lost hat. He started to daydream. In his daydream, he was back in the game, and he had his hat. He was playing and having the time of his life. Then he woke up. He was still in the game, but he didn't have his hat. He was about to be killed, and he knew there was nothing he could do. He thought to himself, at least I'll be with my hat soon. Steve opened his eyes. The killer was gone. In front of him was his hat. He put it on and smiled. Everything was okay. However, the hat didn't stay on his head for too long. A gust of wind blew it off, and Steve watched helplessly as it rolled away. He chased after it, but he couldn't catch up to it. The hat disappeared into the distance, and Steve was left alone, hatless, once again. The team is discussing potential ideas for the new killer. They talk about what popular non-horror movie characters they could bring into their game to surprise everyone. What about the Joker? No, too overdone. What about Darth Vader? Yes, I love Star Trek. They all yell at him for not knowing the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek. I was just joking. We all know I'm a big Star Wars fan. Well, whatever. What do we think of Darth Vader? I think he would be a great addition. He's an iconic figure that everyone knows and loves. Yes, but is he too campy? Nah, I don't think so. I think people will love seeing him as a killer in our game. Would the community accept him? I think they would. He's a classic character that has a lot of popularity. What about Mickey Mouse? No. Donald Duck? No. What about Goofy? No. What about Elmo? Everyone stares at each other in silence for a moment before unanimously agreeing. Oh my gosh, Elmo would be perfect. He's cute, he's funny, and he has a great voice. Plus, everyone knows who Elmo is. I think he would be a huge hit with our players. Let's do it. Elmo it is. Can we get the licensing rights? I'll look into it. Excellent. Elmo will be our new killer. I can't wait to see the reaction from our players when they find out. I'm sure they'll love it. They announced to the fanbase that Elmo will be the next killer. We are excited to announce that Elmo will be the new killer in our next update. We think he'll be a great addition to the game, and we can't wait for everybody to try him out. The top Dead by Daylight streamer reacts to this news. Are you serious? Elmo is gonna be the new killer? He laughs and shakes his head. This game is getting ridiculous. I can't believe they're adding Elmo as a killer. He starts a stream and queues up for a match with a new killer. Alright, well, let's see how this goes. He spawns in as Elmo and starts running around. This is so weird. He sees a survivor and starts chasing after them. I'm gonna get you. He catches up to them and knocks them down. He starts hitting them with his claws and they scream in terror. No one could survive against Elmo. He continues attacking them until they're dead. He then turns to the camera and gives a thumbs up. That was actually really fun. I'm surprised how much I enjoyed playing as Elmo. He starts laughing and shaking his head. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Elmo is actually a really great killer. The community starts to embrace Elmo as the new killer, and he quickly becomes one of the most popular characters in the game. One day, the top Dead by Daylight streamer was playing a game when he heard someone behind him. He turned around and saw a figure in the shadows. The figure said, "I'm gonna kill you." The streamer didn't hesitate. He ran away as fast as he could. The figure chased him throughout the house until they reached the attic. The streamer hid behind a box, but the figure found him and stabbed him with a knife. As the streamer lay dying, he thought to himself, "At least I won't have to see that monster's face again." This was all caught on Twitch.tv, and the streamer's death became a top moment in gaming history. Many people believe that the figure was a manifestation of the game itself, as if it were somehow sentient. Whatever the case may be, one thing is for sure: the top Dead by Daylight streamer is no more. His clip even made it on the news. Everyone was talking about it. This is what the CEO of Twitch had to say: "It is with great sadness that we must announce the death of one of our own. He was a beloved member of the community, and he will be greatly missed for his entertaining personality and exceptional skill. We will do everything we can to support his family and friends during this difficult time. We are so sad. I'm going to cry." Dead by Daylight became the #1 game in the world. In honor of the top streamer, a new in-game character was added: the Ghost. This character is based on the rumor that the top streamer's ghost still haunts his old Twitch account. A lot of people have scary stories about the Ghost. These are their stories. I was watching a stream of Dead by Daylight when suddenly the screen went black. A message popped up that said, "You are now being haunted by the Ghost." Then I heard footsteps coming closer and closer to me. I woke up sweating. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is for sure: the top Dead by Daylight streamer's death left a lasting impact on the gaming community. Thanks for watching. As you can see, I need some help coming up with ideas for the next AI story video. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And who knows, your idea just might be featured in the next video. But until then, I'll just keep trying to come up with ideas on my own, and failing miserably. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.